Can I just have a quick test for translation, please?
Okay, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good, lovely, thank you. Can the three of you hear me? Yes.
Yeah.
Please help. Can you help Miss Lawrence to turn the volume up? Turn her volume up on the. There you go. Can you hear me now, Miss Lawrence? Miss Lawrence, can you hear me? Lovely, thank you. Thank you. Please, could the photographers please take their seats? Please, we have very little time.
The bottom of your top. Oh. Little. Great. I already smiled at the crowd. Post pictures. This has been my day, girl. Hi, Andrea. Well, do you?
We're going to commence the press conference. Please sit down, dear colleagues. Please sit down so we can commence the press conference. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to a new press conference of this edition of this film festival. As you know, the press conference has a double function. On the one hand, we celebrate one of the Donostia Awards this year, in this case, the actress and producer Jennifer Lawrence, who we're very pleased to have her in the film festival. On the other hand, we present also Die My Love, as you know, is the film that is accompanying the screening of the Donostia Award. It's a film, and as you know, is directed by Lynn Ramsey. And to accompany the screening, we have the producers. Let me introduce them to you, and we can commence. From the far end of the table, from where I am, we have the producer, Justine Ciarrocchi, producer of the film. The actress and producer, Jennifer Lawrence. And the producer, Andrea Calderwood. As we only have 20 minutes for the press conference, please keep questions limited to the film she is presenting as the Donostia Award screening, Die My Love, and her professional career as an actress and producer. So let's commence. There are a lot of questions. And excuse me, because not everyone will have their questions answered. Okay, first question. Hi, good afternoon. Congratulations. I would like to ask Jennifer Lawrence whether she feels like a double record winner, because you won the Oscar when she was 22, and now it's another record. She's the youngest in this festival. She's the youngest winner of the Donostia Award. Do you believe you're a double record holder in the world of cinema? And what advice would you give to young actresses who want to make it in films? To work a lot, perhaps? That would be the background to that story?
Well, it's a huge honor, and so it's really surprising and touching. I'm so honored to be here and so honored to receive this award. Advice to young actresses: watch movies, learn, and audition. Keep trying, I guess. But yeah, watching movies is very important.
There's another question here. Hi, good afternoon. David Matos from Quinoteco, Spain. A question for Jennifer Lawrence. You're a producer of this film. To produce a film is to produce culture, to give an opinion, to be in the public debate. The public debate in your country this week was quite threatened due to the freedom of expression. What opinion do you have upon this threat, which is hovering upon opinion creators in the US. Thank you.
It's true. Our freedom of speech, our freedom of expression is under attack. And I think that the world of cinema and using your voice in artistic ways, for us to have a festival like this where we can see each other's stories and connect and learn from each other, and more importantly, realize that we are all connected and we all matter and deserve empathy and freedom.
Hay una pregunta aquí atrás.
Question back here.
Hi, question here from
Hola.
Brazil, Rodrigo Fonseca, Correio da Manhã. I would like to hear you, if you could say a few words about the process with Lynn Ramsey to build the character in this amazing film. And if you allow me a second question, to everyone who loves comics, it's unable to forget your work as Raven in Marvel films. Could you tell something about that role to you, Mystique?
The process with Lynn was fantastic. I mean, she's such a brilliant artist. I've been a huge fan of her for so long. And it was a lot of discussion about the headspace. It wasn't, neither of us are very kind of technical people or artists, so it was very conversational and emotionally led. And as far as my role as Raven in X-Men, that was a very exciting and fun time in my life. I'm thrilled to no longer have a blue-stained bathtub, but I'm thrilled to be a part of those films.
Aquí hay una pregunta.
Yes, there's another question, please.
Barbara, CNN Argentina.
Barbara from Argentina.
As you know, Ariana Harwig, the author of a novel, is a very good and talented writer from Argentina. She told me that she wrote it after giving birth. As a mother of two kids, did you feel some of this emotion or feelings in your motherhood?
Yes and no. There was a lot that I identified with in terms of, you know, the kind of identity crisis that you have when you first become a mother. It changes everything. It changes who you are and changes your everyday. I was fortunate to have a really great postpartum with my first, which was when I actually read Ariana's book. I had just given birth to my first son. And I think that because I was not in such a low place, I was able to kind of look at it more directly and deeply and could actually kind of go there. After giving birth to my second, I did experience really hard postpartum, which was, it's really bizarre watching the movie now and seeing everything in retrospect, after feeling like I've kind of been through that forest. I think she really nailed it.
Aquí hay una pregunta aquí delante.
Another question here in the front. Hi, I'd like to know what led you to play the role as a producer, be the producer, and whether you're not tempted, perhaps, in directing a film. Thank you.
What led me to producing this was a call by a new and upcoming director, Martin Scorsese. He had read this book in his book club and said, I think this is a role that you should play. And I was just like, hello? And Justine and I both immediately thought of Lynn Ramsey. We've both been fans of her work for so long, but I don't think that anything has ever kind of landed in my lap that I just thought this is her realm, this is her world. And I was so elated that she agreed to do it, and she was beyond perfect and incredible at bringing this story to life.
Hay una pregunta.
Buenos días.
Good morning. Eduardo Aragon from Vagabundo from Mexico. Congratulations for the film. The film talks about sexual repression, at least from my point of view. And Wilhelm Reitz said, this is something structural, that is to say, this was something done on purpose from the social structures so that people could obey or should behave in a certain way. I would like to know whether you would like for the film to be interpreted that way, or perhaps it's a specific case of a specific girl and there's no structural extrapolation, he means vis-a-vis the film.
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
All right.
It was a social structure?
Sí, que
yes.
Sexual repression?
Sexual repression first initially.
Repression.
Yes.
if something
He's
general,
repeating it in English.
you think that this is something general or is just a particular case, just one case of one movie, just one tale? Or is a...
Bueno, igual puedo
What he's saying is that perhaps whether it's general or it's just only a specific case of the woman you portray in the film. Okay,
I
vale.
understand, sorry. I just wanted to hear sexual repression over and over again.
Okay, no,
No, this is, I mean, it's certainly a general experience, wanting to be exciting to your husband, wanting to feel that connection, wanting to feel the dopamine hit of sex, and also how your body and your mind and your relationship changes after you have a baby. With or without a child, sexual repression, is a general. I don't think that you have to have had a baby or have gone through postpartum to understand or be a part of this film and everything we're speaking towards.
Aquí hay una pregunta, por favor.
it's a question here. Congratulations, let me ask you in Spanish. You're one of the actresses with most talent and the loveliest in Hollywood. I remember last year's Golden Globe just said, if I don't get the award, I'm leaving. I'm not going to get it tonight. I remember you saying that. What do you think, how you see Hollywood nowadays vis-a-vis the role of women and integration and diversity? What more would you like to see in the future vis-a-vis Hollywood and what it's like now? Thank you.
Well, thank you for the first part. That was very kind. I mean, I think what we've noticed with integrating more women is that women deserve the platform and the spotlight. I mean, look at Greta Gerwig. She's one of my favorite directors. Zoe Kravitz directed an amazing movie. When we're given the opportunities, the world benefits and artistic integrity benefits, and there's more storytelling and more perspective from more storytelling. I don't know why I said That's the end of my sentence.
Hay una pregunta aquí atrás.
Another question in the back.
Anna from Movistar Plus. Thank you for this movie. Despite the chaotic and distressing atmosphere of the film, I was shocked to find something very comforting in your character, and I think that it was due to that I saw her as a counterpoint to the trad wives movement that is all over the internet, and I was wondering if this is something that crossed your mind while playing the character, something that you thought about. Thank you so much.
It wasn't really something that I felt like we were specifically countering that movement. I think that recently mothers have been seen as humans, and so humans that are enduring a great deal of work daily. And so in that, I think it wasn't really an either or of, how you do this and how you do that, or one version is better than the other, of more just of what somebody who's taking care of a household and raising a child is dealing with, the pressure, the energy it takes, and how hard it is.
Yo quería, ya que estáis las tres,
As the three of you are here, I'd like to ask you Justine and Andrea about the project and about the why. And one of you had already worked in the Lynn Ramsey's first film, if I'm not mistaken, and Justine is a co-founder of the production company, Excellent Calaver, with the leading actress. What involved you in the project, and what was there in the story that made you think that that was the film that had to be made at this time? Thank you.
It was such an audacious piece of writing. I don't think that Jen and I had encountered anything like that. Ariana really explored the crevices of the female psyche in a way that was pretty bold. And I think that was just undeniably appealing to Jen and I. And like she said, because it would require such an ambitious adaptation, the book is so unorthodox in the way it's structured. It's such a fever dream. It really needed a singular voice, which is why Lynn was the only person that could have possibly done it.
And from my point of view, Ratcatcher is one of the films that I've been most proud to be involved in my career, up until this one, of course. And Lynn and I have been looking for something else to work on, and we talked about a couple of projects. And she mentioned this project that she had with Jennifer Lawrence, and she kind of had me at hello for that. And so that was a real pleasure to come on board and partner up with Justine and Jennifer and Martin Scorsese and the team at Black Label. And when I read the script, I just thought it was so powerful and such a perfect film for Lynn to be making now. Lynn's films are all very much from the heart, and I think that she's spanned all the different stages in life. For example, Ratcatcher's about childhood, Morven Calliver's second film is about a wayward young woman. And this film seems to just really capture a stage in your life when you've had so much life experience, you've been through all the ups and downs of relationships, and just trying to navigate a way through all that, just try and keep your own sense of identity and creativity with everything that life throws at you. So it felt to me like it was the perfect film for Lynn to do now and to bring all of her experience with. And the thing that's so special about working with Lynn is that she just has this ability to capture raw emotion and performance on film. When I first saw her shorts before we worked on Ratcatcher, I just felt she's the real thing. She's the director we're looking for to work with, because she has that ability. And it was just such a joy to watch that happen with Jennifer and Lynn, just to capture all the raw emotion that Grace is feeling, for Lynn to entice Jennifer and Rob to go to places that they might not have expected to have gone from day one. And just to see that magic and chemistry that happens with Jennifer and Rob and Lakeith and Sissy and Nick Nolte and all the incredible cast that are drawn to work with Lynn. So it's just a really wonderful experience to have worked with everyone and just create this special piece of cinema together.
Due to agenda issues, we only have time for one more question, and excuse us to those of you that can't ask your questions. Hi, Xavi Serral. This festival has positioned itself clearly on these last few days in favor of the Palestine state. Sorry, Xavi, we said it's about this film. This film is distributed by a platform movie, which recently a lot of voices have been raised in the cinema world. We've said, sorry, we said at the beginning of the press conference we couldn't talk about these issues. I'm very sorry. You want to ask any question about the film? No, this question was important. Okay. Thank you anyway. Okay. The question next to you, someone raised their hand. No, that person's not here. And there's one question back here. Do you want to ask the question? Yes.
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that any question should be asked. When we talk about freedom of speech, that's my point. I think that you agree on that. You said it. I want to ask you this. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I think that only when you have kids, you become very worried about the future. I want to ask you, you have 2 kids, they are very young now, but I want to ask you how much worried are you about the future? You are just an actress, in a festival, but outside here, the other day, there was people protesting for what's happening in Palestine. Kids are dying, not only kids, but kids are dying. Kids are dying in Palestine, but also they're dying in Ukraine and in other countries. I would like to ask you, how worried you are for the future of our kids and your kids? Thank you so much.
I'm terrified, and it's mortifying. What's happening is no less than a genocide, and it's unacceptable. I'm terrified for my children, for all of our children. On top of everything else, what makes me so sad is that this disrespect and the discourse in American politics right now is going to be normal to them. I mean, the kids who are voting right now at 18, it's going to be totally normal to them that politics has no integrity, politicians lie, there's no empathy, and everybody needs to remember that when you ignore what's happening on one side of the world, it won't be long until it's on your side as well. And I wish that there was something that I could say, something that I could do to fix this extremely complex and disgraceful situation that breaks my heart. But the reality is our fear and speaking too much or answering too many of these questions is that my words will just be used to add more fire and rhetoric to something that is in the hands of our elected officials. And I just want people to stay focused on who is responsible and the things that they can do and when they need to show up and vote, and not let the actors and the artists who are trying to express freedom of art, freedom of speech, take the heat for the individuals that are actually responsible.
Okay, this is the end of the press conference of Die My Love and the Donostia Award to Jennifer Lawrence. Thank you very much to the three of you for being here.